What's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and I've been having a blast playing Fortnite, and I'm assuming you are too, because you found your way onto another Fortnite video, and this is actually a guide video, a top 10 list of the best weapons for top 10 gameplay. If you don't know, well, Battle Royale, the gameplay kind of shifts focus to some different mechanics, and it has a different pacing whenever it gets to the final 10 players. You know, the final few circles, you know, whenever it starts encroaching and those 10 players are all pushing against each other, it gets really freaking intense, and the playstyle changes, and you're going to be required to have different weapons, different mindset, and you're going to have to play just a little bit differently. But this is going to be a listing, at least my personal listing, of my weapons that I'm going to pick for the best to have in the top 10. Now, remember, in Fortnite, you can have, like, 5 weapons. I don't know, you can have a lot of different weapons at your disposal, but this is going to go with the assumption that you are just, you know, you're just picking one. Like, if you had to pick one to bring with you to the top 10, then that one would be like, hell yeah, dude, you're going to win the top 10, or, you know, have a good chance of doing so. So these are going to be the 10 weapons that I get really excited for having that pretty much guarantee my placement to top 10, and then also a good chance of winning the top 10. So we're going to rank from most useful in most situations at the very top. And that's pretty much it. More niche weapons are going to be all the way at the bottom or not even listed. Alright guys, just keep in mind here finally that this is an early access game, or it's in beta, and it's not completely finished, and it's always going to be fine-tuned, it's always going to be changed, so in a season or two, this list might be obsolete, maybe not, I don't know, but hey, at least we can have some fun, can't we? Let's go. So, getting started in our list, I want to go ahead and talk about the Revolver. Now, I think this is a gun that a lot of people don't use because a lot of people don't shoot me with it. However, the few people that have shot me with it generally seem like they knew what they were doing. This is a gun that I think is really great for probably like your first shot. You know, if you see somebody kind of running just a field away from you, you can probably line up a single shot and get that off and chunk half of their health, or a quarter if they're fully shielded and full health. So the Revolver does a big chunk of damage, but you can't shoot it too often. You know, it's pretty slow freaking shooting, and you can't really aim it that well. So this is going to be for if you're sneaking around, you know, skulking in the shadows or in a bush, and somebody runs, I would say probably not like a football field away from you at most. Really can't be that far away. You want some more long-ranged weapons for that, but I think the Revolver is really great for a first shot, and then you can switch out to another weapon. If you miss or not, at least you're going to save some bullets from just spamming, you know, an assault rifle or something else that has a great deal of inaccuracy and doesn't do that much damage for the first shot. This is probably your best bet for jumping on somebody at a range, aside from, obviously, like freaking snipers. Next up, I really like the semi-automatic assault rifle. A lot of people, I think everybody calls this the burst rifle, but this is a weapon that will just carry you through the entire game. If you play it really correctly, it's kind of like got the best, you know, mix of ranges. You can do some really cool stuff close range, you can do some really cool stuff long range. It's got great accuracy. I really enjoy this weapon a lot. Like, I always feel super comfortable. If I drop down at the beginning of the match and I find this weapon, I feel really comfortable. Of course, a shotgun would be better for, you know, the original landing, but this game will carry you all the way through, and at the very end, it's also really good for permeating through wood structures, and maybe also for taking out some walls just a little bit. But for actual killing people and, you know, just being a little bit more flexible, there are weapons that are just king of close range or king of long range, and the semi-automatic assault rifle kind of falls in between. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but Fortnite plays in 2 ranges. It's either shotgun range or not shotgun range. So yeah, so the semi-automatic assault rifle kind of falls in between. Next, we got the semi-automatic sniper rifle. Now, I really like this weapon, but there's some other weapons that I'd rather have in replacement of it. Just keep in mind, it's really hard to find the ammo for this weapon. I rarely get this weapon, but it's really good because you can shoot it lots, and it does lots of damage, and of course, it's got a big scope in a third-person game with a tremendous amount of spread in most of the weapons. Having a scope is obviously going to be some good stuff. However, this doesn't do like a giant amount of damage, and there's some other weapons that actually have really good range and shoot a little bit faster. So, and this also, you can't quite really use it to punch through walls exactly, and then also kill somebody. Like I said, it's really hard to get the ammo, and you know, the clip's not that big. And I feel like it's really easy for people to maybe get hit once and then immediately kind of like recoil from that, and they'll go and hide, and you know, they'll kind of come up with a countermeasure to it. It's a good weapon, absolutely, but I think for specifically what this weapon does good, there's going to be some better stuff. Like the Bolta sniper rifle. This weapon is going to be for very specific situations. However, when it comes to top 10, those specific situations are basically the whole of the top 10 gameplay. It's extremely slow-paced, and it's really just a bunch of... Everyone's gonna pretty much have snipers. It's everyone just kind of like taking little pot shots at each other. Now, this cannot break walls. Like, you're not really gonna break walls with this. You want to probably have like an assault rifle or maybe a pistol or something that can break some walls, and then switch to the bolt sniper rifle and try to get that shot, but it's gonna be really difficult. However, when it comes to the final circles and everyone, you know, being forced to move out of their comfort zones, if you are positioned incredibly well, then the bolt sniper rifle is gonna be extremely good. But if you're the one who has to aggress, it might be a little bit more difficult to play because you're not really gonna be able to punch through walls. Next up on the list is gonna be the semi-automatic shotgun. This weapon's pretty awesome. It doesn't pack the biggest instantaneous punch compared to the pump shotgun. However, you can just, you can just shoot it a lot. Now, when it comes to top 10, people are gonna be able to hear you a little bit more accurately. They're gonna be able to kind of duel you a little bit. So having the semi-auto shotgun, I think kind of wanes compared to the pump shotgun. I mean, it's still freaking epic. And it depends on how you play, but overall, yeah, that's right. Next up on the list is the pump shotgun. I prefer this weapon because in the top 10, things happen a little bit more instantaneous. If you get the jump on somebody and you are literally on them, they're gonna have some big weapons, they might have a lot of health, and you need to just chunk them for as much as possible instantaneously. So I'm assuming you build a ramp, you jump over the defenses, and you got one shot. The semi-auto, doesn't matter if it's semi-automatic, if it's not gonna kill them instantly, in my opinion. So the pump shotgun gets the edge over there for, you know, that's just my opinion. And however, it's going to be really hard to use the pump shotgun to actually break walls. I mean, it could. The semi-auto is a little bit better and you can shoot directly afterwards, but the pump shotgun, just for instantaneous, insta-gibbing, I'm going to give that the winner, which you probably do want in top 10, and you should use your other weapons to break the walls or jump over them. If you're going to use a shotgun, you're probably going to jump over. Next up, we have the rocket launcher. Now, this is going to be super hard to get. You really don't see this, and this is so high on the list for a couple of reasons. Now, tragically, though, rocket launcher isn't really going to get you to top 10. So if you get the rocket launcher, it's basically like a wasted space. You're not really going to use it until top 10. And even if you do use it in the top 10, here's the stipulation, guys. It's really freaking loud. Everyone can see the direction the rocket's being shot in. It takes a long time to travel. You're not really killing anybody with this. However, top 10 is all about building. I mean, I've done like 4 different videos saying that, and even one video completely just like that was the video. So building is kind of freaking important in this game. Imagine that. The rocket launcher breaks buildings. It is the easiest weapon to break buildings with, but it's the hardest to really kind of like get there to the top 10. And I think really what you want to use this for is like top 5, you know, and breaking that person who's super bunkered up, or, you know, the final kill. Even if you never use the rocket launcher and it's just to break the wall for the final kill, you know, and then you switch to an assault rifle or something to get them, that's really all that's worth. Next up, we have the grenade launcher. Now, this one, I think a lot of people are hyped for. Like, you get a grenade launcher, it's like, oh, GG, nobody's gonna have defenses. Because you can have so many grenades, it's so easy to like use the grenade launcher to an extent. And what I like about the grenade launcher is that it's a lot quieter, and you can kind of be sneaky where you shoot these. In fact, you can use these to kind of deceive players where you might be, where you are. And a lot of the times I like using just grenades, period, but especially the grenade launcher, to force people to move in the direction I want. So if they're hiding behind a tree, I could, well, one, blow up the tree, but the rocket launcher could do that too. I could shoot to the right though. And here's the thing, if I shoot to the right of the tree, that's gonna force him to move just a little bit to the left. And so what I do is I shoot a grenade launcher. It has a, you know, it's a little fuse, and then I run over with the shotgun, and then, you know, they're either gonna die from the grenade launcher, they're either gonna die from my shotgun, or they're gonna run all the way back, and then I have the advantage of hiding behind the tree. So grenade launcher just has a lot of playability and a lot of dueling action, which I really appreciate, especially in the top 10 where you're going to be dueling people. And sometimes, you know, it's a battle royale game. The multiple people are going to be shooting at you or looking for you. Grenade launcher allows you to be a little bit stealthier than rocket launcher. Number 2 on the list is going to be the assault rifle SCAR. I know how hype people get. You get a golden SCAR. It feels good. And, well, this game's accuracy, I think it's been tuned a little bit, and it's going to further be tuned more. But the assault rifle SCAR, or just any assault rifle, pretty much, is just uncomfortable for me. Now, the semi-automatic assault rifle is usable to me, and that's why I mentioned it on this list, because it's pretty accurate. But the assault rifle SCAR just does tons of freaking damage. Also, you can just kind of spam it close range. A shotgun will kill you, but you can use it. It's maybe a little bit more flexible than the semi-automatic assault rifle. It doesn't take as much skill, but at the same time, there is a skill ceiling, and there is a tremendous amount of luck with this gun, so that's why it's not number 1, even though it's super strong. It's really cool. I like it. It is flexible, and a lot of people are going to like it. And the reason why it is so high on this list, for me personally, even though I normally I hate assault rifles, is going to be because you can tear, like, it does so much damage, dude. You can shred through buildings, and it's got a big clip. It's easy to find the ammo for this, so you're just like, just freaking going ham, crazy. You can tear down entire villages with this and kill everyone inside of it. It's amazing, except when it comes to like, if you need to have accuracy and you're dueling somebody, like a sniper battle, I think you're going to lose with this weapon, so that's why it's only number 2. But finally, we are on our number 1, and I truly, honestly believe that this is the best kind of all-around weapon. I think it's the greatest weapon for top 10. If you have this weapon, then basically, if you have any other weapon in your inventory, you will be freaking golden. That's going to be the Assault Rifle Scoped. So this weapon is kind of garbage close range. So assuming you have a shotgun or an assault rifle or like almost anything else, or you could play, in a specific manner, which you kind of will play that way, like, a little bit more campy. You have your little building, your little base, you're going to be taking pot shots. The assault rifle scoped is so freaking good. You can actually duel snipers, though, I mean, somebody might be able to reflex. Probably not really, because, you're giving them aim punch because you're just going to be wailing on them. This thing can tear through buildings, and what I really like about this weapon is that when you're shooting the walls and you're tearing through it, which you can and will, you also have your scope, so you can see more accurately, and as soon as that wall busts down, you will immediately be able to tear into the enemy. Dude, person, whatever, or persons. You can actually, the clip is pretty big, and it's pretty easy to find ammo for this weapon. So I think that this kind of plays like a sniper rifle. It does have a scope, and you can I would say it's easier to use this weapon than a sniper rifle, because I believe it's hit scan, even though it shows a projectile. I don't think it is a projectile. You just aim at the person, click, and then boom, there it is. Not the most amount of damage, but it does more than this. I think really like a lot of DPS. It does a lot of DPS very consistently. It's not that hard to really aim it to use it, and it can be used for a wide variety of things aside from close range. However, pretty much every other weapon in the game aside from sniper rifles is great for close range, or pretty decent. So yeah, that's why I like it. I think I've won more matches thanks to the scoped assault rifle than any other weapon, so I have to put it at my number 1. So that's pretty much it, guys. I do win quite often. I win at least once a day. I turn on Fortnite, and in a couple games, I get my win. And I enjoy it, and I like it, and I have this like methodology I'm kind of creating, and I'm trying to follow it myself, figure out which weapons are best, this video, figure out some tips and tricks, and following that methodology, I am winning more and more and more. And so as I learn more about the game, I would like to make videos and share that with you guys so that we could play together and all win together. Or, just so you can kind of better appreciate Fortnite, because hell yeah, I'm appreciating it a lot. I just want you guys to too. So yeah, guys, keep having fun. Keep that hype alive. My name's Skylent, and I'll see you again next time.